Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. A very warm welcome to all of you. Hi, I am Arohi Tyagi, Associate Dean here at AAFT Online. And I, on behalf of the entire AAFT Online family, welcome you all to this special session on how do you create your social presence. And well, we have none other than Priyata Midha to tell you all about this. She is the founder of Digital Monkey, which is a dynamic creative marketing and social media agency that empowers brands and individuals to tell their stories with impact. With over 6 years of experience in social media strategy, content creation, and brand storytelling, she has successfully collaborated with 50 plus brands spanning the beauty, fashion, food, lifestyle, and luxury sectors. Priyata specializes in personal branding, working closely with creators, stylists, and entrepreneurs to amplify their online presence. Her passion lies in helping artists build credibility, foster genuine connections, and drive meaningful conversations through digital platforms. Her expertise is especially valued in the beauty industry, where she has partnered with top makeup artists and brands to grow their visibility organically and authentically. For Priyata, it's not just about visuals, it's about building a brand with purpose and integrity. So, without further ado, let me welcome Priyata. Hi, Priyata, how are you doing?
Hi, Arohi. Firstly, thank you so much for such a warm welcome. And hello, everyone. We're looking forward to have a very constructive and valuable webinar today. So at the end of it, at least we all have some or the other marketing calendar with each one of us. That is something I can assure you. So looking forward to the same.
Absolutely, Priyata, and I think all the learners are excited to know about this as it's a very upcoming thing, and everyone wants to have their presence on social media, right? And to all the attendees and learners, in case you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A box, which is located right below on your screens. I'll be taking those questions at the end of the session. Sorry, but you're not allowed to speak. So please put in your questions while you are attending. You can just type them and I'll be taking them up. All yours, Priyata.
Sure. So I'll just share my screen. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So firstly, I would like to ask everybody, like, at what stage of makeup journey are we at? Are we beginners? Are we in the process of learning? And how do we see makeup? So I would just like to hear it from all of you in the chat box. Okay, okay. So a lot of people are beginners, and that's brilliant because when I work with beginners, I personally feel it's a white canvas and you can just paint it and consume it as per your thing. So I'm pretty sure by the end of it, you will be getting a lot of information about how you can actually nail it on social media platforms. Because trust me, even if you're a beginner, you'll be learning makeup, but it is very important to learn how to present yourself in the industry and how to portray your personality and how to market your skills. Because at the end of the day, everybody is a great artist in their own way, but who markets them well and who actually reaches their audience matters the most. So, before going further, I would like to understand if everybody is comfortable with English as a language, or you would like me to have a little English touch or Hindi, because I'll be comfortable in both the ways. Okay, perfect. Most of the people are comfortable in Hindi and English both. So, I'll just go ahead with the same. Okay. So Arohi has already introduced me well. So I'll just add on a little thing to it. To be very honest, personally, I'm not from makeup background, but yes, as a marketer, as a social media enthusiast, strategist, I have worked with makeup brands, makeup artists, and creators who have actually nailed and built their own social media presence. So that's where I'll be adding value to it. Before we go ahead, I would like to actually tell the importance of having social media strategists or going on social media platforms. Because if you look as a consumer, also, if you are looking to actually book a makeup artist for your bridal makeup, won't you search them on Instagram? Won't you search them in Google? Won't you go and check their reviews? So that is it. That is the importance of it. And trust me, if somebody is landing on your Instagram and it is confusing, they'll just go back. So, if I may ask, who is your favorite makeup artist who is nailing in social media? So, can you just share it on the chat window? Parul Garg, Minakshi Dutt, Mrunal Panchal. Wow. Bhavna Vel, Pooja Khurana, Kriti DS. Wow. Many of the renowned names are there in our chat window right now. And if I just give a minute of break here, take a hold back and just think why you love them. What is the why behind it? Is it just makeup, or is it how they present their makeup skills to you, how they won you as a part of their journey? There must be some or the other signature thing that is coming out from each of the pages that you like and you aspire, you admire. So that is what we need to nail down. Makeup skills. Her makeup skills are top notch. Her hands are. How do you know it? How many times have you gone to actually get makeup done by her? Quality, skills. I absolutely agree. They both are crazy in their industries. Okay. You've met her personally. Perfect. So they are actually building connections, either through their content or going out and meeting people and interacting with them. Okay, the pictures seem very nice. So that's how they present it. So here's a five-step presence criteria that we need to focus on. Firstly, you need to define your identity. How you would like to be known. Do you want to be known like a beauty blogger? Do you want to be known like somebody who is nailing bridals? Do you want to be known for somebody who is doing creative makeups? Or you want to be known for somebody who is going out and doing makeup for fashion shows? So you need to work on that. You need to sit down and you need to define your identity. And secondly, is what you need to set up your page in a way that it converts. Don't worry, these are not heavy terms I'll be explaining and breaking down in the further way, but this is something that we really need to do. We need to create content that connects with our audience. We need to show our faces. We need to build trust. So Kriti DS, if I talk about Parul Garg, if I talk about, these are the faces you remember. These are the faces you're connecting with. They're not just hiding behind their studios. They're not just doing it. They're coming out. They're sharing their lifestyles with you. They're going out. What brand deals they're doing, they're putting it out. So that's how you collaborate and grow. And this is what I mean when I talk about that you need to define your identity. Oh, is somebody say that my voice is not audible? Is it same with everyone? Arohi, is my voice fine?
You're audible. I would request you to please, check the volume button of your system. You're audible.
Okay, perfect. So let's just talk about the very first step where I just mentioned that it is important to actually know what kind of an identity you want to build on social media. So, if you all are at the beginner stage, do you have a vision for yourself when you think about being on social media? Is it a beauty blogger that you want to become, or is it just a fancy thing and you see a fancy lifestyle, that's why you want to come on social media? Or is it something you have in vision that you want to actually become that? I would like to see it in the chat window. Is it you want to be known for bridal makeups, or you want to know for fashion show makeups, or you want to become a beauty blogger? How would you see yourself? How would you want to be defined as your identity. Shifa wants to be defined as a bridal makeup artist. Okay. I want to collab with brands and bridal makeup artist. Okay. Luxury makeup artist. Perfect. Beauty blogger and bridal makeup artist. Okay. So now if we break this only now, we need to understand the strategy that goes for a beauty blogger and the strategy that goes for a bridal makeup artist and a strategy that goes for luxury makeup artist and a tutorial will all be different. It cannot be one thing for all 4 5 categories. So that's the very first step of actually being known to what I want to be known for. So that's something that needs to be very clear. How do you want to be remembered on social media? And then you need to find out what works for you when it comes to content marketing. And then coming to the next step. Once you've identified like how you want to be known and for what you want to be known, your profile should speak about it. It should talk about it. It should scream about it. Your handle name should be clean and searchable. I'm particularly talking about Instagram right now. Your bio should clearly say who you are, what you do, where you are based. Your highlights should be having your portfolio, your reviews, your services, and FAQs that you actually come across so you can answer them without human interaction at first. And then there should be a clear CTA of link in bio to actually book an appointment for you or to connect with you on WhatsApp. So if I give you a minute to go and check your Instagram, are you actually having a clean and searchable handle? Are you maintaining your bio? Are you maintaining your highlights? Drop a yes or no, please. So we have one no. Wow. And we have somebody who doesn't have a page yet. So it's a request that you need to come on social media platform because that's the demand of the time now that you need to present on social media. You don't have a page. No worries. It's never too late to start. That I hope after the session you build your page, you maintain all of the learnings. Moving to the next part of it, content. So here this comes very tricky part because when we talk about any brand or when we talk about makeup artists or when we talk about anything that we want to sell on social media, can you imagine that you say sell, buy, and your people will come and buy it from you? Will you do that? I believe I won't because when I'm going on Instagram, I'm not going to buy or book my makeup artist on Instagram. But if I end up consuming so much content which is rightly fitting my requirement, I might end up booking one. I hope you understand this thing. So basically, on social media, your audience is not coming with the mindset, चलो आज Instagram पे makeup artist book करने चलते हैं. I have my wedding coming. But they are spending 80% of their day on social media consuming content. And if your content fits in there right in your audience's feed, that is where they end up booking you. Is it making sense? So we need to build that up. So all of the people who have said they want to become a bridal makeup artist, or all of the people, those who have said they want to be beauty bloggers, understand your audience. All of you have different set of audience and you need to create content accordingly. And these are 5 content pillars that I can help you with that you need to figure out what all buckets you can talk about. So first is education. If you are not giving any value to your audience, then they're not going to be hooked. And education, valuable content is the most important content to reach new audience. So if you want to become a beauty blogger, go for hacks that connect with people who aspire to be into beauty industry. Talk about skin preps. If you want to go to bridal makeup artist, talk about what your brides need to be prepared prior to booking a bridal makeup with you or with anybody else. Give them knowledge, make them part of it, be part of their journey, that you're so concerned about your audience that you're giving up the knowledge. And you should not think, because if I talk about you might learn, you might attend courses to be who you are today. You have so many certifications done, you will be doing certifications about learning makeup, but all of those people who are not learning, they literally don't know the basics. So go out, start with basics, give them value about basics. Be it about a wing eyeliner, no matter how many makeup artists are doing it, it might not have reached your audience yet. So go for those things, give value, teach your tips, mythbusters, facts, tutorials, how to prepare your skin, what should be the skincare routine. Just give value to your customers so they know that this person is somebody I can rely and I can consume content from. Are we clear about the educational pillar? And this will differ for everybody who is building or seeing themselves as a different identity. And then coming to engagement, to be very honest, social media is about engaging your audience. So even if it is gimmick, even if it is memes, even if it is trends, even if it is relatable content, you need to get into it, not just for the sake of it, but if that suits your identity. You need to be very selected about it, that it should fit in your identity. It should engage your audience, which should not necessarily be key this trend I need to follow and they're doing the step, I need to do the step. That's not important. But if your audience connects with makeup quizzes, they want to know if my skin is dry, oily combination, and you can interact with them and you can ask them those questions. You can come on stories often. This is what also brings engagement. So education and engagement are two windows that actually helps you get virality and giving value customers and to reach new audience. And then third pillar is credibility, because mere virality and new audience will not give you clients. You need to build credibility. You need to bring out experience of your previous clients. You need to give certificates that you have already earned. You need to show if you are being mentored by somebody. So you become a credible resource there. So this is something very important on social media to actually make people book you, make people buy from you. Sure, Tanya, once I'm done with all five pillars, I'll come back to educational one to just add on to it. I'll just do that. Fourth one is showing your face. To be honest, gone are the times when it was okay to hide behind brand names. This is the time where people want to see people, people want to connect with people, and people want that emotional rapport. So don't shy away. Go out, tell your daily routine, how you're actually putting so much of effort. So if you're attending this session, I would say go add that I have attended the session with AIFT. Give them the thing that get that credibility and show it that this much you're doing to enhance in your career. That shows your dedication towards growth, that shows your dedication towards your journey, and that let other people connect with you. So make people part of your journey. Don't just show them book a bridal makeup with me. Make them part of it. That's not I'm learning makeup today, I'm practicing makeup today, I'm learning how to grow my social media also, I'm meeting XYZ people, I'm testing new products. Go out and talk about it. This worked for me, this didn't work for me, this client had this experience, this is what was my learning, this was my failures. Talk about failures. Nothing connects more than failures. Because not everybody is a successful makeup artist, but everybody is a struggler, everybody is hustling, everybody is making mistakes. And if they can come and learn from yours, you are educating them, you are connecting a relation with them. So that is very important. And once somebody who is getting value from you, who is engaging with you, who has credible thing on you and connects with you, and then if you say that slots open for May weddings, slots open for July weddings, why wouldn't they book you for the events? They definitely will. So anything that you would like to ask about these 5 content pillars, you can drop it in the Q&A slab and we'll take it through. Just mean we'll definitely get back to your question how to get brand collaborations. And just moving ahead, along with having good content, be part of the algorithm. Play up with music, use captions, use good copywriting skills. Instead of saying, like, just an example, instead of saying bridal makeup artist, say I help brides feel confident, I help brides feel special. Give them that thing. I just don't say कि फटाफट से करना है मुझे. I need to attend 10-15 brides and I'm doing फटाफट. I make my bride feel special because it's her special day. Bring those values into it. Make that, bring that trade secret to yourself. And no matter how many makeup artists come, the individuality never goes out of the system. I could be anyone, but none could be Priyata for sure. Because that's individuality comes into the picture. That goes to everyone. So no matter, Jasmine starts taking up trade secrets of makeup and learning from mentors, but none could do it the way Jasmine does. Because that individuality factor comes into the picture. Use it. Use it in your language. Use it with the algorithm. Play up with the new trends. Play up with all the placements. And when I talk about play up with all placements, I mean play up with statics, play up with carousels, play up with all 5 content pillars, play up with stories, play up with reels, and make your calendar look a complete picture. So if you can see the screen, you can take a snapshot of it. It's a 30-day action plan that you can immediately start up doing as well, even if you are at 0. Go out, introduce yourself, go out, connect with people, tell them story. More than products, more than artists, more than anything else, story sells. People need to know why they should trust you. People need to know why you are different than all other makeup artists. So connect with them. Make posts about before and afters. Give them credibility. Tell them your journey. Your first makeup might not have been the best makeup you've done, but by the time you start posting first, people would also start seeing the difference at your 10th makeup. Don't shy away from putting out your first makeup. Go out, show your first makeup, show your journey. Does it make sense? The week 1 makes sense to all of you? Yep. And then in the next week, is it okay to have breaks between posts? To be honest, yes, everything comes down to consistency and strategy. If you are taking breaks, also take a very strategic breaks. Do not break your consistency. We'll definitely take all these questions at the end of it. But yeah, that's a very good question, Jyoti. I'll address it. Coming to week 2, talk about 3 common bridal makeup myths. I'm sure who are not beginners and who are already doing makeup for brides must have encountered funniest of the myths they becoming because they have seen it online. There's so much information. Who knows what's right, what's wrong? It's your job to give your audience value. It's your job to bring them to the truth. Break it down for them. Post a testimonial. Give a story poll. What kind of makeup your audience like? Even if it is, if this if this lipstick suits me or not, if this lipstick suits my bride or not, if red bindi is working for her or not. Ask them, ask what your audience want to see more, and then evaluate it. Then week 3, talk about your favorite products. Then give a story about how you prep a bride, how you take care of it, how you pamper her. Post BTS, post behind the scenes stories, post behind the scene reels. Let them know the struggle of a studio makeup artist and a makeup artist that goes to a destination. So they understand why they're charging it differently. They're using similar makeup products, they're using similar makeup techniques, but still, when it comes to a destination makeup artist, it is altogether a hole in a pocket. Why? Make them part of it. That I need to carry my team, my staff, everything. It's a different hassle to travel and give you that individual attention. So that is where you're giving a reason. That is where you're making them part of it. And then for collaborations, if you start talking about your favorite products, if you start giving like content around products and it is reaching your audience, then why wouldn't brands reach out to you? That's where you get brand collaborations. Go and collaborate. Make this industry your industry. Compete, but compete in a very collaborative manner. Share insights. Go live with another makeup artist. Show that thing that it is a collective thing. Break down a hack. Give some reviews or whatever trend is going in makeup industry in international market, pick that up, review it in your own style. Bring it to Indian skin tone. That's just the few ideas that you can actually work upon, and you can build your complete calendar. If you need any help, you can get in touch with me and I can help you build your calendar. And once that is done, do it consistently. Don't just do it one day and expect some wonders happening third day. It will not happen. Do it consistently for 3 months and then see what kind of a content has worked well for you and what hasn't. And these are few of the applications that you can use. You can use InShot as a tool for your reels. You can use CapCut for your editing. You can use Canva for your graphics and stories. You can use Lightroom for pictures. You can use Notion to plan content. You can use ChatGPT strategically to write captions. Let me know if you knew about these tools on the screen. Perfect. So all of these are open and they have the pro version as paid. So if I talk about InShot, CapCut, Canva for that matter also, they're giving crazy access to a lot of features that are unpaid and you can use it. You can just give your time and your creative mindset to the application and you don't need to go for the paid version. Notion is basically a tool that helps you make your calendar. That what is it. And these are few of the things that I would want to give as a no-no on social media. So somebody who said that is it okay to take breaks? So I would say only posting one photo per week, a big no. Taking frequent breaks, a big no. Taking strategic breaks, go for it. Second, hiding behind filters. I'm so sorry. It's makeup. You're selling makeup. You're selling your skills. Please don't use Paris filter. please do not over edit, because as a consumer it's very well evident what is edited and what is not edited. Everybody is so aware about it. So please do not do over editing and do not hide behind filters, because your work demands that. Not showing your face, that's something that you're posting only your brides or only your models and no show for you, that will not help your audience connect with you. So please go out, connect with your audience, show your face often, and zero call to action. Only content might not work. You need to give some actionable thing to your audience. Could be connect with me, DM me, have a booking with me, get a trial with me, get a consultation with me. Some or the other, not frequently, but very strategically. So I always say this to my client, social media is like dating. You need to invest into it. You need to show up. You need to make whatever commitments you've done on your first date, stick through it so it goes as a long term relationship. It's not going to just happen as a spike and then it'll end up being a situationship. So please invest on your social media, connect more, be vulnerable, talk to your audience, and build a relationship with them. And that's a final reminder from my side that I would want to give out to everyone, to all the beginners especially. You really don't need 10,000 followers. You don't need 10,000 followers. You don't need 100,000 followers. You don't need 1 million followers. You just need 10 people who believe in your work. If I say 10 people, trust me, imagine yourself standing in front of a conference room or on a stage where there are 10 people in front of you. Will you just shoot them up because it's just 10 people? Won't you give your best? That what goes with your followers. Even if you have 10 followers, 30 followers, 100 followers, imagine yourself being on stage and you're producing content from there. So producing content is a continuous journey. It is something that you're giving to your audience. So respect, even if you have one follower, I would say 10 is still a great number. Do not chase numbers, chase audience that connects with you, chase audience that converts. And another big no that I would want to say that was not covered, do not rely just on boosting. A lot of people advise put 200 rupees, you boost, you get itna k views. That's not something how it works, because it will always end up giving you people who might not connect or who might not convert. So that's what I had from my side, Arohi. So we would like to take questions from the audience, so we can just go about it.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Priyata, for explaining very nicely about all these things. And before we move on to the Q&A, just a quick reminder for everyone, who's joined in here, that we at AAFT, we do provide a 3-month certification course in makeup. And I'll quickly let you know what all, we provide you with. Well, in these 3 months, you can become a certified makeup artist. You would get a certification, of course. And what all you will learn? Well, you have a long list. You can learn about bridal makeup, film and television makeup. You can learn about celebrity, runway makeup. You can also learn about hairstyling. So it's not just makeup, it is also about hairstyling. So in case you want to learn all these things from the comfort of your homes, you can just drop in a message to us, give us a call, or drop in an email at these numbers or this email ID, and we'll be happy to, share our brochure with you, share our entire curriculum with you. So yeah, let's move on to the question and answers, Priyata. So I can see a few questions here. The first one is by Gunvi, and she's saying that right now she's in 12th grade, and she has her exams coming up also. So she just wants to know how to manage this with building her profile, to become fully independent till the time her studies are going on, or how to manage both of them.
So firstly, Gunvi, prepare for your 12th, I would say, because, and do not get into a pressure of just getting everything sorted by the time you reach college. You just start it, just take it lightly, and actually just invest and do it like you're doing it passionately. So create content. So while if I talk about you being on you might be getting into opportunities of going out with your friends, talk about your skill. Start going and publicizing yourself as something that you see as your identity, and start getting that particular thing on social media along with your studies. So you can start talking about how you are taking care of your skin at what age you are. So that shows your interest in that particular line. You can start talking about the brands that you are using, and you can start just being you without taking any pressure of building it up.
All right. Let's take up the next question, and that is by Arpita. The question is that how to start a page, when you've just started learning. Maybe she started learning makeup and she wants to start the page at the same time. Then what should she do?
That's the perfect stage to start, Arpita. Whatever you are learning, share it with others. Talk about it, share your learnings, tell your experience, and you have a lot of content in hand because you'll be learning one or the other thing every day. And that will just help you build content buckets around it.
Great, great. I think that was a great piece of advice. Just go ahead and tell them what all you are learning. Okay, Ritu, you've raised your hand. Sorry, you are not allowed to, unmute yourself. Please put in your question here in the Q&A box. I'll take it up. All right. Jyoti is asking that how do you explain strategic makeup? I think strategic makeup break was what you mentioned.
Yeah.
Strategic break. She wants to
Yeah.
ask maybe that. Yeah.
So there's nothing like strategic makeup. This is about how to create strategic content around makeup. So you can just break your makeup knowledge around content buckets, and you can share about it. So if I talk about educational, give tips and tricks. If I talk about engagement, give your transitional reels around it. If I talk about credibility, give before and after of your customers. That's how you'll break your makeup around it.
Right, right. Got it. Okay, Jyoti has a question that how do I start my first post because she's still a beginner?
Just cut down how from your mindset and just start with your picture with a makeup brush. As simple as that. Just start. There's no hard and fast rule of starting. Once you've started, once you have your first post out, trust me, 60% of your journey has been done. Then you eventually learn. Then you eventually make changes. Then you audit, you study data and you change it. And that's how you grow. So before starting, there is no how. Please start. Please let me know that you have started after this webinar. Would love to hear it. And I'm sure I'll be the first follower for you.
Right, that was very motivational. Okay, Seema has a question that how to know about the latest makeup trends in the industry.
That's a beautiful question, Simanj, because it's very important to understand trends in your industry. So you can use Google Trends. That's something I feel everybody, every creator should go out and search about the same. And the other thing is to follow people outside your domain, outside your country. Go out and follow some US makeup artists. Follow the countries that are ahead in time. So you pick up trends and do it in the way that works for Indian audience. You
All
need to spend time and consume good content to actually be handy with the trends.
all right, get that, get that. Okay, Jasmine is asking about the brand collaborations, even if we have few followers, and how to go about it.
For that, Jasmine, I feel good content can help you. So if you're using any product that is something that you've bought by yourself, create good content about promoting that product. So once that content reaches brand, now they know this particular influencer is creating crazy content and they're promoting it nicely, they end up reaching out to you. So in the beginning, start giving out value to brands and promote their products by yourself. And once they start seeing your content and once they start seeing your efforts and your loyalty towards the brand, they'll definitely reach out to you.
Yeah, I think that was a really nice tip. Okay, Payal has a question that she has around 25,000 followers on her personal Instagram page, and now she wants to make another one for makeup. So, should she make different profiles or should it be just one?
So for that, I would like to. It might give a very vague answer if I just randomly give it on this particular piece of information, because if you want to make, if you have that thought, I need to see what content are you posting currently with 25K followers. Because if it is lifestyle and if it some way connects to makeup, then you have great credibility on the page. So why to shift to another page? But it is already very haywire, then you can have definitely have one makeup page and cross promote and use your credibility of your personal page and promote your professional page. So that is some way you can build it up. But do not let your credibility go in vain. 25K is a great number, and you must engage them better.
Right, right. Okay, so Jasmine is asking that I have a page, but I didn't post for quite some time now. So, how do I make a comeback?
So firstly, check your insights, that is it still an active account? Do you have live audience or not? Are your people coming on your page or not? If it is a great ratio of people coming online in your page, then give a comeback story to them. Tell them where were you for the past whatever months you've not created content, how you struggled, or how you gathered courage to come make a comeback. Make them part of your journey. Let them be it, because there might be people who are still struggling to make a comeback and you still did it. That might work for them as well.
Right, absolutely. Sheetal wants to ask that being a beginner, how do we present our work? In fact, I would want to add on to this question that what platform do you think would be, good for a beginner? Should it be Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook? What would be your recommendation?
In the current scenario, Arui, my recommendation is Instagram for beginners, because Instagram is a platform where people are coming in a very light mood. They're consuming content in a very free space. But when it comes to YouTube, it is more of intent marketing that we say. People are coming and searching for particular things. So if I am searching for something like a hack to apply or something like that, I'll go and search it on YouTube. But when I'm sitting and consuming content on Instagram, I'll just end up having it. So that works for beginners, because if somebody is coming and searching and your SEO show it and it's wrong, then it might backfire you for now. So just go on a lighter note as a beginner, engage with your audience, build a community on Instagram, go in a very free space.
All right. Thank you for, answering that. Arpita is asking that when we are learning, then what kind of content do we post?
Um, I guess we answered this one, Aruhi, that whatever you're learning, share it with others.
Yeah, I think they want to know what
What?
that. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, for example, like AFT course talk about that you learn bridal makeup or you learn makeup to for fashion shows or you learn to be a beauty blogger. Break it down in smaller content, please. Break it down in a 20-second thing, which could be your perspective on what they've taught you. So the way you consumed content, the way it might have been, so it could come up in, you can break it down in 5 windows, one topic. For example, how to learn bridal makeups. Give it as a tip for your educational window. Give a transitional reel for your engagement window. Give a credibility by applying those learnings on a bride or a model doing a bridal makeup, and then show your face connecting, attending that workshop, then applying it, then showing that journey, and then sell it out saying, now I'm a certified person from AFT. Now you can book a course, like you can book a bridal booking with me. So that's how you can break one topic into it and get a lot of content buckets out of it.
Right, right. I think that makes sense. Okay. Shifa has a question that I've just passed out my 12th grade this year and I'm not interested in further studies. So, how do I make my career in makeup and fashion only? Is some graduation or some course necessary for this?
To be very honest, for credibility, I feel you need to get some certificates done. And for your learning, also, it is important to get certified from mentors, from renowned institutes about your thing. So you can go about it. Definitely, some learning is important. And then you can go on to having hands on experience on things.
Right, right. So, I would just want to, tell Shifa here that Shifa, we at AAFT, we do provide a short 3 months course in makeup. So, in case, you are interested to upskill your whatever learning you've had so far in makeup, or you want to learn right from scratch also, and that too from the comfort of your home, you can, just drop in a message or give us a call at this number or drop in an email to us and we'll be happy to, share the details with you. Let me also tell you that whatever we teach here is a very extensive thing covered in 3 months. We teach you about almost all kinds of makeups, right from bridal, TV, film, runway, celebrity makeup. And also, we talk about the art of hairstyling as well, because that's a very important part, of a personality when we talk about makeup. I mean, hair goes side by side. So you can give a thought in case you want to learn more about this. These are our numbers and you can connect with us. All right, Priyata, coming back to our questions. We have a question by Elena, and she says that I've been creating content for a while now, and I mostly create lifestyle content, and my content is very good, but I don't understand that even after putting so much of efforts, I do not get proper engagement. So I've been seeing this that my content goes more viral on YouTube as compared to Instagram. So what's your take on it?
So, that's a very like data specific insight that if we want to go a little deeper to understand this concern, and if I talk about that your content is performing better on YouTube, then that's a great thing as well because YouTube has a wider lifespan, it has a wider reach, and it is more on intent based. But however, if it is not performing on Instagram, then I would say you need to study a little more on what has worked on your page, because if your content is really great, and I'm sure it is, so you must go and think which particular content piece has gauged engagement and try doing that particular content piece again and again and see if the idea is working or the execution is working, the content bucket is working, or where your hook is working. So in our way we say it, when you're creating a reel or when you're creating a content, hook story closure is important. So when one content is coming out, try it with different hooks. You never know which hook connects more. So try one content piece in different languages. Try one content piece in different placements. Then analyze it. Then let your data speak about it.
All right, got that. Okay, Tanya has a question that how does good editing of reels, that helps in engagement, or does a good editing of reels help get more engagement? Is it something like this?
To be honest, yes, it works because, to be honest, your social media is like setting up your studio. You're setting up your makeup studio. So if you put in more effort in beautifying it and it gives a more pampering vibe to your bride, it will bring you more brides. Likewise, when it comes to social media, if you put in more efforts in beautifying your knowledge that is already valuable, then it will bring you more engagement. So a good high quality video, uh, well shot, well edited, well scripted, definitely works better.
Right, right. Jyoti says that she's staying in Europe. So how can she take advantage of that for her social media presence?
I would like to understand it further. Why would you want that your stay in Europe to be as an identity maker for you on social media? Let's just get into the why of this identity so we can break it down to how can we take advantage of it.
Okay, so Jyoti, if you could just put that in the Q&A next, and I'll take it up then.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Okay, Navya is again asking, I think this is a repetition in case, you just want to put 2, 3 points here. Again, she's a beginner and for the industry. So how to start her page, what type of content would reach people? She's asking about that.
So Navya, you can start up with whatever content you're consuming and what's you're learning out of it. So just be real with your audience that yes, I'm a beginner today and show them your journey. That I started a liner this way and now I can do it in 10 different ways. Give it a step by step thing of your own journey out there. Whatever you consume, try it out. Give whether you was successful or you couldn't be successful. What all certifications you are doing, what all learnings you are taking, what all content you're what all pages you're following on YouTube to get like your knowledge. Talk about it. It might help and help you connect with other beginners. That might make a community of beginners. We already have community of successful makeup artists. They're partying every day. They're going on brand events every day and night. Why not make one for beginners? So that's how you can actually connect with more like-minded people and build a community that ways.
Got it, got it. Okay, next question which we have is from Tanya again. And the question is, what should be the name of our profile on Instagram? Does it also make some difference?
Yes, it definitely makes a lot of difference because their SEO plays. Your name plays a very important role. Your bio plays a very important role. So it should definitely be something very easy to type. There should not be complicated terms in your name. There should be something that people would be searching for. So yes, adding makeup artist, adding more works to it because when I'm searching for a makeup artist, I'll definitely write as a layman, I want to search more. So
Right, right. Okay, Ankita says that I have already started my makeup and skincare page in my own voice and doing makeup on my own face and showing, but still, struggling to get views and engaging views. So, your tip on that.
So, firstly, congratulations. You've done 60% of your job. You're already started. Start understanding your data, start understanding what's working, and give it a little time. Give it a 3 month, 4 month period to come to a conclusion that this has not worked or this has worked. Don't rush to conclusions because social media organic content is a long time game. It's not something that you start doing it now and you see results in a month also. You need to consistently keep fueling efforts into it. And like I said, even if your views are going in 10, 20, 30, which is a mere number, I'm sure it's way beyond it. Count it as a success and then keep on increasing that particular number. Be your own competitor first before competing with the rest of the players in the market.
Right, got it. Okay, Shubhangi is asking that for freelancing, does hashtag also matter?
For now, hashtags are dead. Meta has also announced it that hashtags are not working anymore. So, more than hashtags, keywords are working. So, use great keywords, and if even if you're uploading a reel, select topics while adding on to your reel. If you're adding carousel, add keywords in the carousel card as well. So, all of those things are playing their role more than hashtags these days.
All right, all right. I think that was really nice because still there are people who, play on hashtags a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they still want to take a chance of it. What if it works? But to be
yeah.
honest, it's not stop working.
All right, all right. Okay, Ansira is asking that as an introvert, this looks like a heavy road ahead. So, what advice would you like to give to a person, who's an introvert, how to do that?
See, to be very honest, as a person, I'm an introvert person. But when it comes to on screen and connecting with my audience, I need to switch my personality. And the best thing is, I can still keep myself in my safe era and go out and give the knowledge that I want to give. And that's your choice. That's your content bucket that you have picked up for today. And you just talk about it. Do not go if, do not go but, and that's okay about it. You just go about your work thing, talk about it, and that's all. You don't need to worry so much or take social media pressure to your heart and your mind. Go easy on it. Like, it's okay. What if it doesn't work? What if they don't like me? They don't like 10 other things too. That's okay.
Right, right. I think that was really, really nicely explained. All right. So Tanya is asking that in the starting journey of makeup artist, we should show a client makeup to the audience, or should we show ourselves to the audience? How should it be?
Combination of both. You don't need to choose between one. And you can actually strategically show once a week your client's makeup, once a week makeup on yourself, once a week on a different age group person's face, trying it out, and once a week you're talking about it in general. Break it down. Again, it comes down to your content buckets, play it around, fix it up, and both the content pieces are equally important.
Right, right. Okay, Shifa again has a question that what is the correct time to post on social media, like morning, afternoon, evening?
it it differs for everybody's account. What we have seen, just think of your audience perspective. If my audience is somebody who is or like who's going to office, I prefer posting around 8 to 10ish, because they'll be in the metros, they'll be traveling in cabs, that's the time they're scrolling it the most. So understand your audience and understand their psychology better. That's how we talk about in like marketing, we say define your buyer's persona. So you have it in front what and when my consumer is consuming content. And that's one way to do. And second, your insights give you an idea about when to post. So every account has a different active time. So see when your audience is most active and try posting 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after that. So that's the time it gets into the algorithm better.
All right. I think that was very helpful. Thank you. Ritu wants to know what all do we need to add in our introduction page so that, we look more professional.
In your introduction page, Ritu, I would suggest whatever certifications you have done, flaunt it out. So let people have faith on you along with the institutions you have been. If you've been mentored by some makeup artists, do mention about it. Do share your reviews and testimonials that you've got from your clients. So these are few things, and do give your clear CTA how to connect with you, how to like book a session with you. So just make very clear things about your workout. What all makeup you do, what all brands and things, products you're using. Talk about that.
Right, right. So I think before we end, one question which I can see a lot is the best way to get more views. What content to put to get more views? I think everything is boiling down to this question only. So,
Firstly, stop chasing views. That's a very vague chase. I would say. And if you want to chase, then put more of educational and engagement content. That really works well for virality and for views.
right,
Because I'll
right.
give you a logic behind it. On educational content, there are more saves and shares. So there's that engagement factor that is coming to it, and those saves help you get into the algorithm. So Meta also feel that this is a savable and shareable content. So let me make it reach more people. And engagement is anyway bringing you comments, even if it is positive marketing or negative marketing, even if people are just putting negative remark, it you'll see that post going viral. So you need to understand if it is just virality you're chasing or you're chasing actual people who converts.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Priyata. I think we are running out of time. So, before I end, I would just like to tell you, I think I'm getting some questions regarding the number on which to connect to get the recording of this session. Well, this is the number you need to message on or connect to get the recording of this session and to know anything you want to know related to our course also, which is a 3-month certification program. So this is a number. You can take a screenshot or save this number or this email ID, whatever you wish to. All right. So Priyata, before we end today's session, your one piece of advice to all the beginners here who want to start their page, what kind of post, what kind of video or what kind of reel should they begin with?
I would say if you even for a 1% of this entire webinar was valuable, create content. Just go out and create. Don't think much about how and why. Just create. And if I give you create what all you learned today, do tag us. I'll share it on my page. I would request AAFT to feature a few of the good pieces if they can. Just go out and just share what you learned today, if that
Sure,
makes
sure.
sense.
Sure, I think that was a really good piece of advice which you gave. That start by sharing whatever you learned today. That's the best way to share. And do tag AAFT online and Priyata as well. So thank you so much, Priyata, for your time. And thank you everyone for attending this webinar. Looking forward to many more such sessions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, AFT. Thank you, Aruhi, for hosting it so well. Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.